They went on a market strike, so they docked wages and they docked a full month's wages on people.
Yeah. That is one of the problems with the market strike.
Might I ask, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Excuse me?
Why are you here?
Because of Julian Assange and demanding his immediate release. And not only me, it's only other people from Cologne in Germany who signed this poster. And also my peace group in Cologne.
Okay, what's the peace group called? Deutsche Friedensgesellschaft, Vereinigte Kriegsdienstgegner. So it says the German Peace Society, United Anti-Military Service campaign. This is quite an old campaign, isn't it?
It has existed since before the First World War.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
And so what's so important about Julian Assange?
Because he discovered what happened in wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. War crimes. Hundreds of, or even more, thousands, all these documents. And it's just to reveal the truth. Because that happens in every war, I think.
And what does his detention signify in your opinion?
Excuse me?
What is his continued detention signify?
Assange?
Also warum ist noch im Gefängnis? Ja, was bedeutet das?
I think because the US government wants him. They want to punish him for something which is not a crime, for something that they find dangerous for their way to govern and to wage wars.
Okay, thanks very much. What's your name?
Wolfgang.
Okay, thanks very much.
Who is this for?
It's a channel called Subject Access. YouTube channel called Subject Access.
All right.
Okay. Look like you're ready to say something. Why are you here?
I'm here to free Julian Assange, free press, free UK. That's what we need.
Well, what do you mean by that? Free.
I mean,
what does the word free mean for you?
We should have the right to tell the truth without being prosecuted and persecuted. That's what we should have. Don't arrest people. How can we arrest people for telling the truth? How is this possible? What kind of world? I don't want to live in that kind of world. I want to live in a world where we can speak as we see fit.
And what happens if Julian Assange isn't freed? What does it signify?
It signifies that we're sliding into a fascist state, I feel.
Is this a new phenomena or is it something?
I think it's been going on for a long time.
Okay.
Gradually it's getting worse and worse. And this is blatant fascism. Blatant.
Okay.
A blatant fascism.
Okay, what's your name?
Stephen Kahn.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
What are you doing here today?
Just came to have my lawnmower repaired.
Is it? Is it working well now?
Yeah, it's perfect. So I thought while I'm here,
You might as well do something else.
I do my little bit for trying to free Julian Assange.
Okay, why should he be freed?
Well, because he's telling the truth. He's doing nothing wrong. He's just exposing the very people who are imprisoning him. That's why he's still there.
Okay, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Why are you here? Why are you here?
Well, I'm here on behalf of the dyslexic organisation because apparently there's free blancmange here, so I thought I'd come here and get some free blancmange.
Did you find any?
I'm still waiting. Maybe they're going to dish it out later.
Probably in the queue, yeah. The Hare Krishna.
Possibly, yeah.
How you doing, right?
Right.
What are you doing here? Hello there. Why are you? What sort of chain are you joining?
The Julian Assange chain.
Why?
Because it's symbolic of freedom of speech, and at the moment journalists are being crushed, sanctioned, imprisoned, losing their jobs. So they're trying to get rid of freedom of speech with the online safety bill as well. So we really do, at this moment in time, need to fight really hard for that opportunity to be able to speak an alternative narrative to the government narrative. Otherwise, we're under a fascist regime.
You were recently arrested yourself for a little while. Would you like to just explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was for in a protest, I wanted to do a symbolic act, a lawful rebellious act. It involved moving some PC artists, holding up a banner in test centre that we took over, and holding a banner up about what was going on, how the NHS was just being used for COVID and nothing else, and the damage that was causing to cancer patients, other patients. And the PCR test being the...
When was this, sorry?
This was the 29th of December 2020, I think it was.
Okay, it was a protest about that, and then why the arrest now?
Ordered by, the arrest, well, originally the PCR tests, which were the basis of the pandemic, positive cases, we all know it's fraudulent. I put them into a biohazard bin. At first they tried to charge me with theft, but it was dropped on the basis that I weren't trying to permanently deprive facility of them. But anyway, a little longer down the line, they just came into the house, they stormed into the house. My son was there, he was stressed out, stopped getting in the kitchen, couldn't cook his dinner, because now they want to charge me for criminal damage. Which, according to the BLM protest where they took the statue and knocked it into the river, in the context of human rights, they were let off because it was temporary or...
Well, be considered morally justified or something like that. They had a bit of that, the Extinction Rebellion people as well, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. So these things do need to, even though the courts don't tend to want to put things in context, when it comes to an act of rebellion and the damage is minimal, they did bring in legislation to say those cases should not be brought to court. So a letter's been written to say this case should be dropped. But
So
otherwise,
how long did they detain you?
24 hours.
So the max they could?
Yeah, I was completely unaware that you
were
know,
gonna be
the
grabbed.
summons. I actually said in the interview in Milton Keynes when they were trying to get me on theft that I'd be quite happy to go to court because I just wanted to have it out.
Right.
I wanted to have the
Did you get a copy of the
evidence out
interview?
about PCR. No, I haven't got a copy.
You can
I
ask
think
them for
my
that.
solicitor.
You can just ask for it yourself as well.
Right, cheers, yeah. So
it's
they
useful
knew
to see.
that I was quite willing to go to court, but it's almost like they just wanted to jump on me, terrorise myself and the family, my son as well.
24-hour detentions like that,
and, yeah, put me through it. But I just came out more angry and with more fight, ready to go out.
How did you cope with the police station food?
Oh, it was horrendous, yeah, but I did lose weight, yeah. So it was very good for dieting.
Oh, maybe I should go in for that. Okay, see you later, Angela. See you guys later.
They're taking them down, the police.
Oh, because it's on
Criminal.
Yeah, but when he's gone, just put them back up again.
The compliance. Put more of
That's it.
Get arrested for that. We gotta get him. Are these ribbons committing an offence?
They're interfering with a very sensitive national security
National
issue.
security, yeah. Is he making a big issue of that? Is he?
He said that it is causing disturbance.
Alarm and
they
distress.
I asked him if they get a lot of false alarms because this flapping around must be easy then.
Yeah, it's very serious.
Very serious.
I'll go and see if he's
Yellow
carrying on.
ribbons.
If he's carrying on, I'll put him up again. What's the matter? Where's the rebel? You know what I mean? Not prepared to defend your ribbon. If you can't, he who cannot defend old ribbons will never win new ones. You were part of Ribbon Gate just now. What was that about?
I think I just heard the police saying they were going to have to take them down if we didn't. Is that right? Yeah.
What was the offence? What was the
I don't know.
the threat?
I didn't
The
hear,
threat to
Interfering, they said that they
interfere with
interfering.
Yeah, it looks like these fences are a little bit
Against
insecure.
these yellow ribbons, I
Who
think
knows what'll happen?
Yeah.
You never know.
See what that says.
What are you doing here today?
I'm supporting Assange, supporting Julian,
Why are you supporting Julian Assange?
because he's a champion of the free press.
What should happen? What do you hope should
He should
happen?
walk as a free man, and who committed war crimes should go in jail in his place.
And how do you think you can turn the balance to be so different to what it is now, where the war criminals are?
We should have the support of the media, which we don't. So,
How much is the media at all free nowadays?
it's not
Because?
part of a system that sustains itself.
Thanks very much. Why are you here today?
I'm here today to protest against the probable extradition of Julian Assange, which I think would be a gross miscarriage of justice. And I mean, on a personal level, I just feel that I owe him to be here today.
And have you been to many protests
I have
around
not
the
been
Assange?
no, I don't go to protest.
So when did you get interested in this question?
I've always been some sympathy and sometimes a small involvement in that sort of causes, and I feel that I guess there's a bit of empathy, but also I don't know, man.
Has a free press been strangled? Or did it never exist?
I definitely would not frame it in that way.
Thanks very much. Are these ribbons causing alarm and distress, are they? Are they a major threat to public order? Or are you collecting them, officer? Are you a ribbon file? You're not collecting them?
Yeah, yes and no.
Oh look, even worse. Gonna get a cutter for that one. Did someone ask you to do this job, officer? To go around taking ribbons down? What if people were to put the ribbon up when you were putting it down, taking it down? What would you do? Would you arrest them? He's doing it very daintily, it must be said. Very daintily. It's a little bit like What's with Mother. So what are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
I'm standing here demanding that we free Julian Assange.
Why?
Because he has committed no crime. And if he were extradited to the United States, the trial he would get would almost certainly be unfair, because the jury would be drawn from a population of CIA residents, security residents and Pentagon officials. Furthermore, it would also be unfair because it would be in closed camera hearing without press or publicity, so the trial would not be exposed to proper public scrutiny. Furthermore, any technical crime he might have committed is grossly offset by the fact of his extreme good moral standing for exposing United States war crimes. That is really why the United States wants him, because they exposed their own criminal wrongdoing.
Okay, thanks very much.
Also out. Oh, they do. That's what I was asking. Not these ones.
But hopefully.
I didn't know we do the other ones.
Hello, comrades.
So what are you doing here today?
Hello.
Why are you here? Why are you here today?
I'm here because we have a government that pays no attention to human rights, and Julian Assange is suffering for his true journalism and continues to suffer.
Okay, and is there any longer any free
Are
press?
you a journalist?
Sorry?
Are you a journalist?
It's a YouTube channel, yeah.
Oh gosh. This is the Assange YouTube channel?
It's not the Assange YouTube channel, but we've covered Julian Assange events before, yeah.
Sorry, what was your other question?
What is there any free press in your opinion?
There are, but they're not very widely known. Places like Palestine Deep Dive. And actually, I read Al Jazeera, but I'm not sure how free it is if you happen to live in the Middle East. But it certainly covers things a lot more accurately than our national press does.
What do you think about this when they took down RT and the Russian channels? Do you think that signifies a restriction on free speech, or is that necessary?
I don't really know enough to have an opinion about that. I think there are lots of interests invested in what's going on with Russia.
Okay, thanks very much.
That was brilliant. Well done.
Would you like to say why you're here?
Sorry?
Would you like to say why you're here?
I'm quite camera shy, but yeah,
it's done already.
Obvious.
It's there already.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, to give my support, give our support.
Support for what? Why are you here? What's the real reason?
Yeah, I am quite shy of camera, so yeah, sorry.
Hi, we met last Sunday. You remember me?
How you doing, alright? Fire away.
Hi.
Why are you here today?
I'm here to support Julian Assange since I think that his freedom enforces our democracies. So otherwise, what is the difference between a dictatorship and a democracy?
So what is it? What is it distinguishes a dictatorship from a democracy?
Freedom of press, first of all. So we need Julian Assange free to prove that in the UK, in the Western world, there is freedom of press. That's it from me.
Okay, thanks very much. Yeah, cheers. What was your name again?
Raffaele. I was at
the tour, yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting for your bank details.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I remember. Been busy week, basically.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you a bit later on. Yeah. What are you guys doing here today? Why are you here? Why is it so important?
We're here to stand up for Julian Assange and hope that the powers that be feel the pressure and the argument for getting him released, because there's no justification for him being in jail. All he's done is told the truth.
Do you think that's likely to happen, or do you think it's
I
the scenario is worse?
don't think that's likely. We haven't got that kind of government. But we've got to stand up and get the message out and just help to build the pressure. That's all we can do.
Okay, thanks very
Enough
much.
is enough.
All the way down. I remember when they went up,
Was ist das für drüben? Das ist Browns, oder?
So the idea here is that they would surround Parliament with a human chain. To be fair, it does seem to be going quite a way. I don't know if they've got on the other bridge there, but certainly on the other side over here it seems to be. We'll walk around and see.
Maybe some
Look,
spare later.
we've got Simpsons flowers.
You see them everywhere. Yeah, but we've actually got Simpsons. Look at this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's what we do. But we usually get a cow together.
Lady in the fine outfit. Lady in the fine outfit. What are you doing here today?
Supporting Julian Assange.
Why?
We don't want him extradited to the US. It's time to get him out of custody.
And why was Assange an important campaign for you? Why did you focus on that?
I don't want to talk on camera.
Okay. And do you think freedom of speech has been abolished or is being abolished or?
Is about to being abolished.
Completely. You know,
Completely.
you see that with the censorship
It's
of
going there,
social media and news. You're not allowed to speak up about anything these days.
It's very scary.
Censored.
All right, thanks very much.
That's what they did.
Black and Jewish members are the main victims.
How you doing? All right. Do you want to give us a message? What's your message?
Nice to see you.
What's your message then to?
I don't know. Let's multiply. Let's make ourselves.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here today? Why are you here? What's this Assange campaign?
I started, from the beginning. I think, when I saw Assange being dragged out of the embassy, and for the first time, I actually felt some kind of connection to political issues. I've never done it before, and then I've kind of got more interested in what was happening around the world, and with lots of groups, lots of people being involved in sort of trying to abolish the globalist sort of system. So this is where I come from. I'm sort of anti-globalist.
Okay.
So probably enough. I don't want to hear anymore.
No, that's fine. Thanks very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Snippets is good.
Yeah, take care.
How you doing? All right. Yeah. How you doing? All right. What are you doing here then?
What am I doing here? I'm protecting freedom of speech and the rights of journalists to write and to say what they want to say.
So, what degree has that been curtailed, abolished,
Oh God,
destroyed?
so much these days, but
yeah.
I don't like being interviewed.
Go on, do it. You hear? It's terrible. You run off and suddenly go all shy.
I do.
You're ready halfway through. What do you want?
You're doing so well.
Why are we here?
To support whistleblowers. I don't think it's fair that people who are doing the right thing should be treated as criminals when it's the criminals, in fact, who are in the government. So, yeah, let's treat them like criminals instead of...
Okay, thanks very much.
Have
See
a
you later.
great day.
Memorabilia.
I'm not most are, but you can't say all are. He said all.
What are you doing here today? It's the nuts with honey, I think.
Ça, c'est un vrai commercial. Mais si tu demandes le prix, ça veut dire que tu peux pas payer. Voilà.
Perché mi posite il trattuglio?
We don't know because they haven't released. They still don't release.
How you doing, all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Do you have any school leaflets? I'm thinking of doing some leaflets on the other side as well. I think
See you later. Australia want to make a comment?
We're not from Australia. We're just representing.
Oh, I see. All right.
All solid. Good on you. How did you get here? Train strike by the coach.
Thank you.
How you doing, bud? Doing all right?
Just make a small shroud like a biggish shroud.
There's a cute picture right there, but it looks pretty for days.
So when they want
What are you doing here? Do you mind asking?
I
Answering?
am here to protest against the likely extradition of a journalist who has uncovered crime of a state or various states, crime against the country and its citizens, and he has uncovered it, or he has been sent to him, and he has sent to publishers like The Guardian and others who have published his material, so thinking it was the right thing to do, but he is the one who has been singled out for punishment.
So why do you think The Guardian and others seem to have basically abandoned him?
There's only one thing you can say: cowardice. Because it would happen if they hadn't abandoned him. The same could have happened to them, to the editor.
And why do you think people like Julian Assange are prepared to stand up regardless of so few?
Well, I don't think he understood the implications straight away. He didn't think he was doing anything that was criminal against the law. He was publishing information that every journalist would have done instead of him. He's the one who got the information.
Should or would have done?
Or others should have done as well, but they probably didn't get it. We don't know enough as to how much the others got. We know many of the journalists were embedded in the armies, so they were only shown what these states wanted them to see and reveal. So many didn't know, or if they knew, they wouldn't talk about it. They weren't going that way, they weren't going there, knowing how vicious these governments can be. And of course the USA has got Patriot Acts and all these acts which can put you in jail for the rest of your life, the whim of their state, of their interpretation of what you've done.
Okay, thanks very much. What's your name?
Monique. Where are you from?
Thank you. It's a channel called Subject Access.
Subject Access
On
from
YouTube.
where?
On YouTube.
Okay, thank you.
Blue channel.
New channel.
Subject Access.
Okay, did I do well?
You did marvellous.
Ya, yo voy a saber la huipala. Private media. No, of course it does. Media, the one all over Europe.
We're going to do whatever we like. We're going to break the law. Every time they accelerate.
Oh, ils vont se penser pour toi, Julian.
We are already pre.
Why are you here today? Why are you here? What's so important?
Democracy. Democracy. We're meant to be living in a free society, and people who tell the truth are locked up and tortured. It's not good enough. The system is rigged. Corbyn's greatest achievement was to expose the hollowness of our democracy.
And what happened to him? Why did all that flop? Is it like Al Jazeera said there was a deep state campaign, or is it what's behind it?
Relentless demonisation by the corporate media. We say we've got a free media, but we haven't got a free media. It's a corporate media managed and owned by tax haven-based billionaires who tell us about patriotism. It makes me sick.
And what should be done?
There's got to be social control. The media. Democracy needs social control, not money control. Obscene wealth in this country has destroyed democracy.
Isn't that true everywhere?
Yeah, probably. We've got to start here though, haven't we?
Okay, thanks very much. What's your name?
Dave Cannon.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Louis.
Hello.
Look.
How are you?
The man with the umbrella.
Yeah, that's represents British
doing, man?
democracy. The
So
framework is there, but it doesn't function.
What are you doing here nowadays?
Just coming to see the meeting for the Julian Assange.
Why is his condition important?
Sorry?
Why is his circumstances important?
Well, I don't know what to say really, because I think people stay here for a couple of hours and they go home, and the bastards inside the parliament and in the government, they do whatever they want. And they are not going to listen to us. We need more than this, because every now and then we do a couple of hours here and there, and so far we achieve nothing. And I'm getting frustrated. I don't know what to do, and I don't think there is hope.
So he exposed famously some of the crimes committed by the Americans in Iraq. Can you tell me something about that from your own knowledge? I understand you're Iraqi.
Well, he exposed the American war crime. The only things he revealed about British government, it was about the Diego Garcia. The British government have nothing against him, except he revealed about what they done to Diego Garcia and the people of Mauritius, and they send the people to America, and they say we can't give you the island back because we give it to American, go there. They give it to you, they went there, and they wasted their time for 6-7 months. I send them back to Britain, and Britain send them back to them for a few years until Julian Assange revealed the email. The British government officials and ministers send the email to American. They said to them, look, we send these people to you, you waste their time, and you send them back to us, and let's do this until they get old and die and forget about their island. That's why the British government doing this to Julian Assange. The Julian Assange never.
So that's one excuse they've got.
Yeah, one.
But the main thing is the Americans, no?
The main thing is the American, yeah. And this umbrella represents the British democracy. The framework is there. We have the House of Parliament. We have the voting. People vote, but the things doesn't function. It's like you have an umbrella, but every time it rains, it doesn't cover you.
Wasn't that a COVID analogy?
This is lovely.
Yeah.
You can see the truth. It's not raining.
No, but
they can tell you off about it. Careful, you damage it. They say you damage it.
Ray! The pieces are here. The pieces come off because of. I leave them here. If you go to see. This is the act of British government and the so-called democracy we have. They are torturing Julian Assange.
Tortures, not tortures.
It's torture.
T-O.
I don't know how to read and write.
He knows how to read and write.
They don't know.
He didn't do a spell check for you, did it?
No, they don't know. Spell check doesn't work.
He didn't do a spell check.
They don't know, don't worry.
I'm dyslexic.
This way to force them to read. That's it. So they can correct their lies. Okay? Work hard, thank you.
You're welcome. And the smears about Julian Assange?
That's smears.
Smears. I don't know if it smears is correct spelling or not.
Smears is correct.
And the lies they're telling about him, and the hypocrisy of the British government. So it's one spelling mistake, yeah?
One, and you covered it well. That's a little bit fun, but never mind. That's right for that.
Well, trying to survive. Getting survive. Just very upset. Frustrated. I don't know. I stopped voting now for a few years. I don't vote anymore. There is no point.
I'll be a very common activity.
There's no point. I don't see any point. I don't see any point. What's the point? Jeremy Corbyn, he came to help us when he was like standing in the middle of the road, and they ran over him. I joined the Labour Party, and before the December election of 2019, I just left because I said there's no point. I couldn't see him going to win. So I left the party, and I voted for him after that when I left. I thought, okay, I'll give him my vote. But I knew he's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Because he was so...
Well, life is like that though, isn't it? You know, there are times when you're on the move and other times when you're going nowhere or going backwards.
Well, we are going very fast backwards now.
It looks to some degree like that, yeah. But who knows how far. Oh, I'll catch you. I'm doing this. I'll catch you in a little while. Maybe either today or on Sunday. What are you doing here today, love?
Pardon?
What are you doing here today? Why are you here?
Oh, to campaign against the American embassy. I think this should have been organized for the American embassy because they don't see us, and it's been a very good turnout.
It's not a bad turnout, must be said. Better than I expected. Better than I expected the turnout. What are you doing here today and why?
I'm here because I find it's a bit I find it is not okay somebody telling the truth to the world being imprisoned, and therefore all the other reporters are very, very afraid to tell the truth, and I want all the other reporters being able to be courageous enough to tell the truth again.
Do you not get the impression that maybe they just don't have it in them to tell the truth?
They have not.
And maybe most of the journalists don't have it in them to tell the truth. Det sind nicht so eingesperrt.
No, I think most of them did become very disencouraged because of what happened to Julian Assange, and therefore they do not dare to speak out. And we need reporters to speak out again. And therefore, Julian Assange has to be freed now, here and now.
Thanks very much.
Brilliant. And then maybe might as well get you to shout like 3 or 4 times through Julian Assange. Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange!
So you've been
Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange!
Beautiful.
You doing all right? Why are you here today?
I'm here to support Julian. I've been supporting Julian for the duration. I've been to Belmarsh on various occasions to pray. This is one outrage, and you know well enough there are quite a few other outrages. What can we do? I've come here today. I've given up my work, which I love doing, to stand here with these good people. And, well, we hope that by testifying, telling the truth, standing here, eventually we're going to shift this madness which is going on over there.
Okay, quite a few people talked about free journalism and so on. To what degree are journalists in Britain complicit in all of this?
You know as well as I do how it works.
You're speaking to an audience.
A lot of people know that the journalists have been bought and paid for, like the politicians, that they are part of the Matrix, the new Babylon, and we're facing a massive monster with at least 10 heads, one of which head is the BBC, the mainstream media, and the whole news generating system, not only of England. I've been in Germany lately, and it would appall you, it's even worse in Germany, the control of the narratives, like I've been talking to this gentleman about, which people do know about. We do know about it, but what do we do? You know, we're single individuals against a massive conglomerated, huge, bestial structure which is working, moving and rolling over us. Has anybody got the answer out there?
Hopefully.
What I do, I'll tell you what I do, is I'm an old boy now, I get up every morning and pray.
Thanks very much.
That I supported that got me kicked out, and he's a Republican, so it's quite good. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, because
I'll be alright.
Get out there.
The wizard, okay.
The wizard, yeah.
Jane and Tony. Jane Robinson.
So it's here.
It's the light.
Wissen, du bist da draußen und kämpft für mich, hält mich lebendig in deiner tiefen Isolation. It says, knowing you are outside and fight for me holds me alive, keeps me alive in this deep isolation.
We have city.
You doing, buddy, all right? Good.
What was the result at Westminster? I didn't. They for the sentencing.
Oh, wasn't it?
Piers was.
Oh well, no, that was before we did this. That was before we had the meeting the other day.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, no, he got guilty for a time, but a little guilty. Yeah. What are you doing here today, anyway?
Well, I'm just joining the Assange crew for. Hopefully, we'll get this many along to the Freedom Festival, one of the Freedom rallies. It's a different crew of people here, isn't it? So
Yeah.
So
Some crossover, but not much.
That's right. Very little crossover.
Yeah.
So
why do you think that is?
I don't know. Maybe our networking's not good enough.
That's a very optimistic outlook.
Yeah. Well, if we can get these people on board, then good. There's no mask wearers amongst them, I see. So.
Not many. There are some, not many. But all right, there's not that many around anyway nowadays, is there?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's gone downhill.
So
you got the dead.
Yeah, have you been over
COVID dead?
to Gazo in the pen opposite Downing Street?
No.
Oh, he's got a big setup there, and he's got all the pictures of the people who've died from the vax and been paid out by the government.
Oh right, but this is all the supposed deaths from the with
the lurgy.
Yeah,
from the lurgy.
Yeah.
Well, it's all bloody injection deaths, isn't it?
I'll have a look at that. Beware, you're going to get me cut off.
Okay, ready. Okay, it'll be soon. Okay.
We just need a few people
Ready for what?
Say again?
Ready for what?
Anyone want to come down
Ready to
here?
be linking for the human chain for all be holding hands.
We just need to fill this gap.
We can use these, can't we? If we've got spare ones, to hold on. Unless there's no need to.
We've got enough people in.
Oh, we have.
Yeah, but we just need to. Yeah.
Yes, and we're each other's things. It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
Stuart's a bit odd.
Somerset. Well, I'm in Devon.
So this is the human chain around Parliament, Lambeth Bridge, and on the southern side here.
They're taking pictures of people on the
national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance.
I feel sorry for that Julian Assange sucking that bell around. I feel sorry for him. It's terrible, isn't it? Banged that in there. But he ain't done nothing, bro.
Yeah, we have that. But we can take a couple of yours.
That's fine.
Free, Julian Assange! Free,
Julian
Assange! Free, Julian Assange! Free, Julian Assange! Free, Julian Assange!
Walk down towards Westminster.
Why are you here today?
I'm here because
What motivates you?
I'm very concerned about the way Julian Assange is being treated. I think it's high time he was released.
What do you think it signifies?
What do you mean?
His internment, his harassment, his mistreatment.
The fear of the United States, by the United States, of what he's been revealing through WikiLeaks. So they're scared.
Thanks very much.
It seems.
What are you doing over here with your fucking sports?
He's there on the sun.
I know your face from all the millions of things that you put out on Hyde Park.
Okay. So what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Well, you know, it starts with Julian Assange and it just keeps going, doesn't it, to be quite honest? So it's a bit like the NHS and the mandates. It has to stop here.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing, really.
And why did you get interested in the fate of Julian Assange?
Well, you know, I'm one of those that, you know, have done absolutely nothing all my life, and 2.5 years ago you thought, no, now it's time, I better start doing something, and I suppose this is just a continuation of this, and, you know, as I said, this is just the start. We've now got Graham Phillips who's being sanctioned, you know, we've got Alex Jones being targeted, we've got journalists being targeted everywhere, so, as I say, it's got to stop here, really.
Okay, thanks very much.
Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Free
On the stairs.
Good morning to you. How you doing, alright?
You alright?
What are you doing
Are you
here?
live on something?
Yeah, I'm live on
What are
something.
you live on?
Subject access.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Well, I
Silly
think,
question, but not such a silly
well,
question.
Julian Assange is in jail for doing reporting on war crimes, and I can do a bit of. Okay. Right, well, yeah, I'm talking to Chris from Hammersmith.
How you doing?
He's on the. He's come to support Julian Assange as well.
So is he the canary in the cage?
Is
Canary in the coal mine?
Who, Assange?
Yeah. Does he indicate where the weather's going?
Oh yeah, definitely. And people like you won't be able to do much at all if they bang you up if you do anything they don't like, will they?
So, to what degree has journalism been eliminated? Real journalism been eliminated?
Very few journalists left, aren't there? I mean, I think sometimes the stuff on Channel 4, you get the odd that seems it's an independent piece, they can actually investigate it and they've got a background to it. But so often, most of the BBC, they're just courtiers repeating the message, aren't they?
Yeah.
I come from the palace with these good words, you know.
Yeah.
Come on, get
It's
together.
not on, really, is it?
Put this chain together. We have to
And what
get
about
him
your
out.
channel? Has it had any
We
trouble?
have to get him out.
My
Your
YouTube
broadcasts,
channel, yeah. I got a warning from YouTube for a video about 5 months ago. I disputed it, and they've still put me on a warning. And all it was saying this guy had a mortgage company and he was working for the Labour Party at the same time. It wasn't particularly. It wasn't like Julian Assange territory, but if they can do that for something innocuous, then I mean it is about law as well. I mean the slaps that they do, legal slaps. If you want to say something, they'll try and stop you with a threat of a court action, and they get big solicitors to draft these letters, and they really intimidate you. And if you don't fall for that one, then they'll probably try something else further along the line, and then it ends up with someone being jailed in really bad conditions, his health deteriorating. I mean, the guy is seriously ill, and they are thinking about extraditing him for a 150-year jail sentence in America. It's not what you'd expect from a country that supposedly has free speech. That's why I suppose everyone's outside Parliament. Because
someone on this Al Jazeera programme, there was a thing they repeated and saying the Labour Party's criminal conspiracy against the members. Is the British state a criminal conspiracy against the people?
Well, I think the state will only allow so much protest or investigation into its own business before it will just say that's enough, you're being locked up, or we're going to make your life hell. Jeremy Corbyn was certainly in the line of fire of the state to stop him. So it could be a journalist, it could be a politician. Whoever's trying to rock the boat, they will eventually go for you.
But it's in their blood they're doing it. They're not actually conspiring. So I thought you were talking about the conspiracy, sort of fairly covert undermining of the Labour Party from the inside that is happening through parliamentary administrators, which is much more alarming, because it's then if the Labour Party comes to power.
But you were just saying something about it's not conspiracy, it's in their blood or something. What did you mean by that?
Well, I think it is the establishment. If you've been to a private school, if you've you could easily you do it out of choice.
Down to the Middle Ages.
You're not being told to do it, and you're not doing it undercover. You're doing it because you instinctively.
It's an automatic relationship.
You don't think you're doing any harm. You think you're just informing people. You've no idea what you're doing really, because you do it. It's the ambience. It's all around.
Yeah.
So that's what you do. Yeah. As opposed to people who are employed in a high position in the Labour Party and then end up conspiring.
That is a specific conspiracy, you're saying. I
Yeah,
understand,
that's
yeah.
the real thing.
Yeah.
And if that comes to power, if the Labour Party comes to power and they're still there, then you've got a potentially an alarmingly corrupt state, I think.
Okay, thanks very much. See you later, Crispin.
Yeah, good to see you.
Ta-da.
Syria, Israel benefit. We are paying the price for traitors in government who has sold Britain to the highest bidder in Israel. Rothschilds. This is the sad story of British politics today. Tell us what you're afraid. Thanks to the Zionists. What they've done in Palestine is a crime, yet the world turns a blind eye to the Palestinian people alike.
This is their ideology.
Was that quite fair? You told me about it.
Free Julian Assange. 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 Free Julian Assange.
This is my moment to go and get a sandwich and a cup of tea.
Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange.
So that's the Free Julian Assange protest surrounding Westminster, Lambeth Bridge, Westminster Bridge, and Parliament.
Free Julian Assange. 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 Free Julian Assange.
Somebody's going to be live streaming this today. She was looking for somebody to live stream.
Yeah, what do you want to say? Tell us. What's going on? Why are you here?
Oh, we just came actually.
Why? Why is it so important?
Well, I think we were
Why is it
talking about
important?
if people like the man, but the man and the message are two different things. I think you need to support the message, you know. I don't really know much about Assange personally, but what he's done is very important, you know.
Okay.
Freedom of speech, and you know, you should be able to expose information. Information always has to flow freely, so that is the important thing.
Okay.
And I think that hopefully that's why people are here, you know.
Yeah.
We need to keep free press, you know.
Well, I'm going for a cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
I'm stopping streaming right now. But we've been on for an hour or so.
The end of the
Okay, see you guys later.